So the fact of the matter is, you guys know that I also have two TyphoNs. I got the version 5 and I got the version 2. Now with these wheels, these knobby tires, I love running and it drives so well. Considering the handling with this old BLX system, you know, it worked really well. I like this old system. It's got a smaller cam, but it's still about the same power for what it is. It's just got a weak servo kind of, but with a TyphoN like this and you're jumping and you're running it in the stadium, it works pretty well. But I did get some, I'm gonna trugify it. That's the purpose of this video. So I got some of these awesome treads. I do like the treads on these. They do remind me of the Traxxas Max and the way the treads are. So I'm gonna get them on and I'm actually gonna trugify it real quick to show you guys. The main thing you want to do is you want to get some of the steering blocks, 17mm hexes on the Creighton, and you also want to get the axle stub ends on here, because if you get the axle stub ends on here, it fits well and it gives you just enough of that clearance offset to make it trugify your TyphoN, which is really easy. So those are the main things you want to do, and it's a simple, very simple procedure. Oh yeah, so they are belted, and as you can see, they are like the Traxxas Max, and you put on these, they're a lot bigger, as you can see the size compared to the original knobbies from the version 2, and they are 17mm hex. Okay, they're by Power Hobby. Power Hobby makes another version of this that looks a little more like a Sledge and or MX-28 Badlands, but I kind of like this treads better because I think the style and it looks a little better. I don't know about performance, but I will try it out and let you guys know when I blast it, trash it, bash it, and or just kind of race it on the track versus my other buggy version 5 standard stock drop box. It would be sick. So we'll have to see, you know, versus that version if trugifying it makes a huge difference. Because I know Rich Duper Bash and some of these bigger bashers said that their favorite bash vehicle was the trugified TyphoN, even better than all the others and everything new car that came up with their customizations. I know quite a few people have done it. I do want to do it because I am getting back into the bashing scene a little bit, and it is fun. So we're gonna do this real quick. Oh, let me show you the other parts just so we could cover that end real quick. Y'all love this carpet wrenching workshop with your boy Tom Trax. I know you guys love hanging. So anyways, with the back axle stubs you get, these are from the Creighton, so you got to pick up the steering blocks, you know, front end, back end. You got your axle stubs, very easy to come out with your CVDs in the front end. So you could take this out, just take out that little pin and hook it up. Now the problem is you don't want to use the Creighton drive shafts because it'll be too long, then you'll have to replace the A-arm steering. I don't know if I want my TyphoN too wide, so I'll kind of leave it kind of centralized with the with just the offset of these versus the TyphoN steering blocks, which are a little longer. So once you get those, and then of course you got your 17mm hexes, you could take them off your Creighton and or just order those extra parts. Are really easy. I don't have the part numbers, but just type in, you know, Creighton steering blocks, axle stub ends, and or 17mm hexes. Good, and you put your 17mm monster truck wheels of your choice. You can either get some Proline Badlands, Trenchers, whatever you want to kind of trugify that Titan. So I'm gonna do that real quick just to show you what it looks like. When I said Traxxas Max, I was referring to the version 1 that I have. You know how the treads were? They kind of had more of this tread versus like that kind of sledgehammer look. But you know, Power Hobby does make a sledgehammer looking one. It looks, actually to me, it looks more like MX-28, but a little more with like a blurred tread, if you know what I mean. These are MX-28s, they're Defenders, and they are Power Hobby. There's the part number if you guys want to get it. It's 2.8 offset, half-inch with a 17mm hex, and there you go. Little tip, guys, so when you take off the wheel hex, sometimes it's hard to just pull this off. The best strategy, I told you guys this in my last video, is to grab it and just do like a little wiggle, like, you know, Tom Trax always says wiggle. And you kind of shake it like this, shake it, and then just kind of wiggle, and it comes right off, okay? Because some people may struggle with that. I know that's a similar thing I first experienced when I first took wheels off, just because it's so tightly knit in that little bit of plastic that you can shave off. And then when you get it off, you could always take this and take your knife and kind of clean it out a little so it goes in and out nice and easy. But you do want a tight thread because you don't want your wheels just flying off when you're racing, and you want to check the Loctite on the nut inside and pull it. Sometimes you use a blow dryer, like a heat gun, to kind of heat it up, and then that little thing comes out when you are removing these wheel steering blocks. Okay, so hold it here, use gravity, tilt it up on its back on the floor like that, and just kind of shake it a little bit like that, like kind of wiggle, and just keep wiggling it. Do it for like about a minute and see if it doesn't. It usually just comes off. So as y'all can see, the rear steering block, the difference between the Creighton version and the TyphoN version. And then there's the Creighton version and TyphoN version. You could keep the same dog bone. The Creighton dog bone's a lot longer, as you can see when you do it. You don't need to change the dog bone. That's kind of the difference right there, as you can see. So if you did do that, you probably would have to change the turnbuckle, whatnot. And also in the front, you'd probably have to change the A-arm. But, you know, I just keep the same dog bone that you already have. And then, of course, the hex, you can see on the left of all of them. So the Creighton hex is a little bit taller. The Creighton, you know, block is a little bit taller right here on the left, and of course the stub end or axle stub is a little bit longer too. Oh yeah, man, it looks good. I'm loving it. Look at that. Now we're gonna have some more control in the air. I'm about to compare these to my Badland MX-28s as well to kind of show you guys the difference. But I can't wait to bash it around and see just how much of a beast it really is. So let's grab another vehicle real quick. Let me just grab some random rig to show you the difference. So there, these are those like Pro line MX-28s I could have used. They're both 2.8, and with the size up, you know, the wheelbase is longer on the TyphoN and it is 6S. So you can only imagine how crazy this thing is gonna be because it's 6S. I'm assuming it's gonna run a little similar to my Pro line MT 4x4 Pro, and it's gonna be tough as nails because they weigh approximately the same. Maybe this one is heavier now considering, but that's just a quick look. So I could switch them back and forth if these treads don't work out for me. But these are belted too, by the way. I think I told you guys already. So it's gonna be running pretty good. I cannot wait. It looks badass. And I may compare it to the regular stock version 5 TyphoN with them treads, you know, thinner. Well, the wider wheelbase, I know, you know, sending it in the air, you're gonna have some better air control. That's gonna be pretty badass. So I can't wait. And it is lower slung. I probably thread it down a little bit just so I don't get a chassis slap if I send it real high. But yeah, man, that's it.